Hey everyone, this is Seth Schachner. This is our top of the week breaking down the biz episode where I talk a little bit about news developments and a quick theme. So, this past weekend was kind of a pretty big one for music and entertainment. There's a new Michael Jackson picture that just got released that apparently is just burning up the record books, the highest grossing biopic, I think, in the US ever. And it did even better internationally. I mean, I have really mixed feelings on it, as did a lot of the critics, but I think people seem to be not paying attention to that and really enjoying it. So that's out. And then there's a ton of new music that's been coming out. This artist Noah Kahan, who I think appeals to maybe a different generation than mine. I heard millennials, and our co-producer Sarah Nist is a big fan of his. Just released a new record called The Great Divide, and it sounds like it's got all these merch, bells and whistles, and LL Bean collab. He's doing some massive dates this summer. I want to say the Rose Bowl. So that's kind of encouraging. There's a new Foos record that just came out as well, which I'm hearing on some of the radio stations I listen to. May have not crossed everyone's radar given the news cycles, but for those of us who grew up with U2, they've done a couple of really beautiful EPs that just came out that were very spiritual around the Easter holiday, and also, in some respects, a return to their roots and basic. But it's really encouraging to listen to both of them. Also just see an artist who doesn't have to make music and can hang out, continuing to do so. I was very impressed with that. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about on this short just briefly was about Hollywood and AI. And I think one of the bigger themes I'm seeing is just that the temperament and the positioning of the talent community in this town who, for months and months, and not years, have been coming out saying the worst things about AI and assuming AI is all about job losses and how it's going to replace so many important people. Looking at AI, hopefully, maybe objectively, AI's got a lot of quiet applications and uses. And I think the talent in Hollywood is actually starting to appreciate that and has been coming out. Reese Witherspoon just did a post to a lot of the community here saying, hey, it's time we learned about this. It's not going away. Ben Affleck has something called Inner Positive, which can really help, I think, with post-production and the user experience. That was actually bought by Netflix. So there's actually a huge paycheck there. I think that the press reported 600 million, but I think it's an interesting sign that, big entities like Netflix probably also want to keep the talent community, happy as well. So I think that's part of it. But I think the big theme is that the town here is starting to recognize that it's possible the technology isn't just about replacing talent. It might have some other, very beneficial uses. So a little different from music, where the labels have gone out and sued a bunch of these AI platforms, and maybe they'll settle, and they're sort of bringing AI to their artists saying, here, play with our new friend. So kind of encouraging to see that. So that's what's on my mind this week. Check us out. We got a new episode coming this week on Breaking Down the Biz. Thanks everyone for listening.